Hello, guys. Once more, I'm back in my YouTube studio. Very excited to be sitting down with a fellow Ghanaian who migrated to UK. My name is Priscilla Kuma. I'm a registered nurse, originally come from Ghana, naturalized to become American, and live in New York State, where I practice as an RN. My channel name is right here on the screen, as well as his channel name, because he's also a fellow YouTuber. I'm very excited to have fellow Ghanaians who are also creating content and helping other people transform their lives. I'm also the lead consultant for USRN Pathway Consult. If you're a registered nurse, midwife, or psychiatry nurse who wants to work in USA and don't know where to start from, sign up with USRN Pathway Consult and we would assist you start your onboarding process. Migration is your right and nobody should stop you. Thank you to everybody who's been on my channel. Thank you to everybody who has featured me on their channel, shared my content out there. I'm really grateful. Keep supporting the brand and also subscribe to my channel, subscribe to his channel, and let's make this little small space of ours a better place. So without talking too much, migrate with ease. That's what you see on the screen there. That is his channel.
Yeah.
Welcome to my channel. And what is
Thank
actually your
you.
name?
My actual name is Emmanuel Free. Yeah.
Imarafe. And then your channel name is Migrate with Ease, right?
Migrate with these, yes.
Okay, so you are a nurse, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I want you to give me a little background about yourself, why you migrated to UK, and then we come to topic of the day. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, we're talking about culture shocks and migrating, but we're going to limit it to UK because that's where he lives and he's the guest on the channel. Migration, it's a whole ball game. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of zeal. It can be very frustrating, expensive, lengthy. And the culture shocks when you come to a different part of the world. You'll be mesmerized how they think the world is a global village, but there are so many things that happen that you are so new to. I did share my culture shock on this channel before. If you haven't watched that video, go to about 2 years back. I think I did share that. And I cannot wait to hear the UK culture shocks. Okay, so what type of nurse are you? How many years did you work in Ghana before moving to UK?
Okay. I'm a registered general nurse. I started working in 2020. So I practiced for like 2 years before I came to the UK. Yeah. And I came to UK just almost 7 months now in October 2022. Yes.
Wow. I
Yeah.
think you
So,
are the freshest or the youngest nurse who's graduated that I've spoken to. Wow.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
very lucky though.
Yes, you practiced for 2 years. Everybody I know like practiced like 4 or 5 years back home before they impressed.
Yeah, yeah. So, actually, the reason why I migrated, when we completed school and then started working and those stuff, we had our senior colleagues, even some of our tutors who taught us in school began to migrate. So that kind of idea we started questioning why people are, what's actually there for the nursing, and then the kind of package or what's really great that's what making people like live in Ghana for the UK and then the US. So some of these people shared their experiences and then some of the main reasons why they are migrating. And then I think some made a lot of sense, because we all want to get to places where we would feel much comfortable to practice our skills that we've really taken a lot of years to gain, and then also make a lot enough money for a good living. So actually that was the main reason why I decided to leave the country, not only because of the money, because whilst I was in Ghana I was a fashion designer as well. So yeah, I was a fashion designer whilst I was a nurse. So at least I was making something meaningful. But getting the chance to like practice the nursing and then feel the vibe as an actual nurse was something I really wanted to do, and then made me decide to leave the country and then come to the UK and then
Wow.
practice here.
Wow, I'm so impressed that you didn't just have one career, but you had two careers.
No, yes,
You're a fashion designer and then you were an RN. That's
yes,
just to advise the young people. The fact that they say you go to school doesn't mean school. Over here in the
no,
Western world, people are schooling. Your school is actually your part time, and you have a full time,
yes,
and you are working
yes.
in alongside. So impressive. We don't have that in our setting that much. So that was good.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you were
Yeah.
sewing uniforms or helping your friends.
Crafts and all those stuffs, yes. Even when I was in school, yes.
Wow, wow. So
Yeah.
proud of you. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
you moved to UK, you carried your bag, you entered a plane, you landed over there. What were your expectations and what were some of the things that surprised you?
When we are in Ghana, knowing the outside world on TV, it's like heaven. So I thought I was coming to a place where I would be seeing like big big mansions, like glasses everywhere, all these kind of fancy stuffs, seeing pubs, like, but actually I didn't see it that way, especially where the part of the UK that I came, it's absolutely different. Like, so when I came in, there were a lot of things that I really thought they actually isn't happening in the UK. You know, even in where I'm staying, there are no buses which work around this place. So I would never think there would be a place in the UK where there are no buses.
Wait. To make people relate to your story, like what is the name of the city? If you don't mind telling us which part you are.
Well, I'm in the Enniskillen, Florence Court.
Florence Court. Okay.
Yeah.
And there are no
So
buses. So how do you move around?
so there are buses in the main town, but I don't live in the main town. I live outskirts of the town. So um there is only one bus which goes in the morning and then in the evening. But where I used to live before I came here, buses weren't working to that side. So it's either you have your own car or you um, use taxis to like move around, yeah,
Wow.
which are very expensive as well.
Of course. So like pretty
Yes,
much because it's a small town, everybody owns a car or a scooter or
everybody owns a car.
move
Yes,
around.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
That would be
and
hard
that's
for an
that's.
immigrant nurse or if you travel there for work, the first few months you wouldn't have a car. That would be hard.
I still don't have a car, so it's still
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, yeah. And that's something I never expected because I thought in the UK there are trains here, there are aeroplanes, airports around, buses, or like all these kind of unreal stars. But coming in, you kind of experience some of these things that's actually on the ground and know that like this is not actually heaven as we perceive, it's just a little developed than we are. Yes, not much.
Wow. So culture shock, you didn't know that there will be places that will be like completely cut off with bus and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that you noticed that drew your
And
attention?
then one thing that I always used to talk about it when I came in first is that way back home, if someone like me smoking, drinking, and then having tattoos and all these things, well, you would be seen as like someone, people who are kind of delinquents, like people who are not educated, or maybe a footballer or a musician or a celebrity. But common people like us who are into school and education wouldn't indulge ourselves in that stuff. So there was a time I saw a mother and then daughter sitting at the same side and smoking, and I was really shocked because that was the first time I had seen like a mother and her daughter. If it would have been a father and a son, it would make a little sense, because men would. But two females, mother and daughter, sitting and smoking was something I really never expected. And then I asked a lot of questions. I saw tattoos on young people, like 17 years, and they're having tattoos on their hands. They're taking alcohol and all those stuff. And I'm like, no. So I used to tell them if my dad gets to know that I have a tattoo or like my dad sees me drinking, then that would be the end of me. Then and they would be like, how they won't
And
understand.
they won't.
Yeah, they won't understand how these things mean in our setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these things are really different because we were not raised in such communities and those stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Smoking is very common. It's a normal thing
very
here,
common.
out here. And with the tattoos and the piercings back in Ghana in nursing schools, we have to hold, if you're a female, you have to hold your hair high and your earrings
Yes.
have to be small.
Yes.
Over here, I have nurses that have like flowing hairs to whatever, red, gold, green, pink, tattoos all over, piercing on their nose, tongue, behind their ears, and they have like 10
Yes.
bangles in their hands, and they are doing IV for you, and you're hearing the sounds of the bangles on hitting each other. So it's very common. Nobody cares about
Very
what you
cool.
wear, about what color you put in your hair. So far as you come to work and do your job, you are good to go. That was
Yes.
another culture shock for me coming from Ghana and working
Yes.
with people in the USA. Yes.
Yes.
Any other thing that caught your attention, please? I'm
And
enjoying this.
then definitely would be the weather, because UK, I think UK has one of the worst weathers in the world. Because
You think so?
yes,
You
even
haven't come to where I live. You don't know where I live. Hailed yesterday. It's sunny and it's raining and it's about to hail again right now as I speak to you. You haven't been
because
to New York.
it's very ridiculous. Sometimes the weather forecast would say maybe it would be sunny during the day, and then
Yeah.
you see there would be rains during that same day. So their weather is very worse, like a lot
I'm
of
unpredictable. Yeah.
unpredictable. Yes, you would never know what's going to happen the next day, and also you always have to be prepared when you are leaving the house and all those stuff. Yes, and definitely the language was a very big issue for me, especially. And then most especially, I am in Northern Ireland, and then there are a lot of Irish people here. And the Irish people have a different accent as compared to the English people. And then in Northern Ireland as well, you would find a lot of Scottish people here, plus Irish people, and then English people. So you would be conversing with like three people, and then everybody has a different and then unique accent. And it was very difficult for, even now, it's sometimes very difficult to understand what these people are saying, and then like you can't really communicate very effectively with them. Yes. And then sometimes it was quite distressful, because you would be in the care home working, and then maybe a resident needs something, but they really need it. It's kind of urgent, and then you don't actually get what they are saying, and sometimes it's very frustrating, but you can't do anything with it. So the language was one thing that's it's very, very um difficult to like move around and then get yourself acquainted with the people, because you might not be able to understand everything that they say, and sometimes you just have to move on as if you heard what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you'd be having a conversation with someone, and you'll be laughing throughout, but you don't hear anything. You just
It might not even be funny.
yes, there is nothing funny, but you have to be smiling and then laughing and all those stuff. Yes, but it's getting better now. But yeah, it was really bad in the beginning when we came in. Yes.
Yes, I was going to relate it to work. I was going to ask you, how do you operate when you're dealing with the patients? But you already mentioned the communication barrier. Is the same
Yes.
for you? Let's say the British English and the American English are entirely different. So if you are saying the hood of the car, the bonnet of the car, they don't know what it was a little struggle, but I think it's easier to understand the American English than to
Then
understand the
the
English. The
British English is
sense,
just
yeah. In the movies, I don't hear what they are saying, and I said, no, I can't do the Queen's language. No, not today. Wow. Anything else?
apart from all this, there was one thing that really marveled me even till now. The way we call people here. I mean, back home, when for instance, if you're a stranger, I never met you before, and then maybe I know your name, or even if you are very close to me or a relative, I will still have to use some titles when I'm calling you. For instance, I would say, "Oh, Sister Prissy" or "Sister Kuma," and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But you don't see it here.
No.
Like you see
They
a
are not your
17 year
sisters.
a
They are not your
17
aunts.
year
They are not
old
your mother.
calling a 90-year-old by the first name or by the last name. No Mr., no Mrs., no, just nothing to make it look respectful or kind of, because these things are like serious issues back home, because you can't call an elderly person by the name, by the
You dare.
first name. You dare not. But people just, it's just common here. So when we came in, it was very difficult for me, even especially the managers in the care home, and then the seniors in the care home. And
You couldn't.
yeah, sometimes I can't just mention their name just like that, because I feel it's disrespectful. But they
Respectful.
also don't take any offense for that. And it was very difficult adapting, like switching all of a sudden to that kind of, yeah, it was very difficult for me.
Yes.
And then they would also call me directly without any,
Miss
it also
Mister
makes me,
or whatever.
because sometimes you see some of these girls are in maybe high school, and then they are doing some part-time work here, and then just mention my name just like that. Like, no,
Rap.
you know, I have a lot of respect back home. People call me
Yeah.
with titles, and just you are just like my younger brother, and you just calling me just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Over here, titles don't matter to them. Your professor, you call
no,
them by name, John, Smith, Mary. As soon as you say, sir, this, Mr. This, no. It gets to a time when I'm relating with people back home in Ghana, even though they are way older than me, I'm not able to call them again by madam and say. I just go straight.
yes,
Francis, what do you
yes.
want? And after, and they think I'm
And it
disrespectful.
will look like you've been
Culture has,
disrespectful.
yeah, over
Yes.
time, I've lost that. And everything we say, we are please, yes, please, no. No,
Yeah.
yes, please. Yes, please. Please, can I? Please,
Yes.
no.
I remember I used to send my manager emails, and then I would begin like, hi, please, good morning, please. And she would be like, why? Why are you always saying please, please? Like,
It's a
it's
Ghanaian
that,
thing too. Ghanaians are known for saying please. Yeah. Nigerians
yeah.
say ma, yes, sir. Ghanaians, please, can I? Ghanaian want to insult you and they use please first. Please, your head is big. Please, your nose is big.
And
Wow.
it's very hard. Like it looks really simple,
Oh, yeah.
but
That is
yeah,
not.
in a way you wouldn't feel that
Mhm.
you actually feel you're being disrespectful to the person, although that's how you're supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next thing I would want to say is about the working time, and even the way and pattern at which the work is being done. For example, I was working in the hospital in Ghana, and then now I am working in the care home here. And then in a care home, it's most of the times at most there would be maybe two nurses on a shift. And we have like 40 residents with only two nurses. But I am used to under working with like four or five nurses on a shift. And then at these same shifts, you have like you're in charge there. You have your seniors and superiors who would be guiding you whilst you are working. But in this setting, you were just doing everything on your own, like you are the main boss at work. And it's really, at start it was frightening, because you're always thinking of, what if I make a mistake? Like, who is going to check and see I'm doing the right thing and then correct me so that I won't put my pin at risk and all those stuff. Yeah, and then the number of hours we used to work is also a big difference, because we are working like twice the same time we used to work back home. So sometimes when we came in at first, when it's 2 p.m., I feel like I am too exhausted, because I am used to working from 8 to 2, and now I have to work from 8 to 8, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy. It was really tiring. Working the whole day for 12-hour shift was something that was very crazy for me. Even till now, it's never been easy, but we're still trying to adapt, because you have no other choice. But that was something really, really difficult working for 12 full hours with no supervisors, like unless maybe on a day shift, uh, for some days, and you would have maybe your manager around, and even if the manager is around, she's in the office or she's doing something, some managerial works, and doing everything on your own was really. And in the UK, nursing in the UK is very scary. Like, the least thing you do, your pain is gone. So you always have to be careful with the way you practice, and then the way you communicate with your residents, and then your colleague staffs, and then all those stuffs. It's never been easy, but we just trying our best to adapt, and then make sure we fit in as much as possible. Yes.
Yeah. So talking about adaptation, do you have like somebody who helps you when you arrive as an immigrant or overseas nurse? Do you have somebody who helps you, takes you along in terms of finding a house, finding a car, gets you settled in before they leave you along the line, maybe some 3 months, 4 months before, or you just on your own when you touch down?
No, I think every employer tries to get some things arranged before you come in. So, for instance, when I came in, there was already an accommodation for us, and then there was a taxi guy who was booked to pick us to work and then drop us every day. They actually did their best, I would say, because they made sure the house was like livable, and then everything, the basic needs that we're going to like require within the first few months was provided. So they did everything in, and then they would pick you up to work. Even there was one thing I wanted to chip in with the people of the Irish people. Where I'm living in Enniskillen is the most friendliest town in the UK.
Wow.
Yes, someone told me, but I thought it was just a hearsay. So I googled it to check, and then it was there. It was ranked last year as the friendliest town, and then it's not surprising because there were some times that we wouldn't have someone to pick us to work, or maybe we want to go to town. You can stand by the roadside, and people will drop, would just stop and then pick you up. They know you from nowhere. Yes,
Wow. That
white
doesn't happen
people.
in the Western world.
It doesn't happen anywhere. It's only in this place. And I've experienced that for more than 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
Yes, people just stop. See, when they see us standing on the roadside, and then they know that you might be in need or something, they will just stop and then ask you where you are going, and then they will pick you up. Yes.
Never in America.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Even now, every Tuesday evening, I go to play football, and there is a guy who comes to pick me to play football. He didn't know me from anywhere. I was just telling him, like he told me, I met him yesterday, and he was discussing football pitch or something like that. I said, "Oh, I'm interested," and he would always come to pick me to play. So the people are really friendly. The colleague workers at work who have cars would pick you up and then drop you at home just for free without you paying anything to them. So,
Wow.
yes, the
That's the
people are
highlight
really
of my
good.
culture shocks. So in all that you've mentioned, this one shocked me a lot because in the
Yes,
Western world, everybody's very independent. You are minding your
yes,
business. You don't care about your neighbor. You don't even know your neighbor's name. So I'm
yes,
surprised. It
yes,
must be a small united community. You can see that in a very small setting. Yeah.
yes, yes.
This is
So
not
what?
Ireland, right?
There is not Ireland, just
Not
the
Ireland.
northern part of Ireland. Yes.
Okay.
So when we came at first, the people were much like everybody would see you, greet you. Some people would just talk to you, ask you where you are coming from. That was very common here. Anyone sees you, and then the next minute they want to know where you are coming from. How is it there back home, like the sun? And they start to tell you the things they've heard about Africa. And I really enjoyed those conversations because I really had those times to like teach them what the misconceptions they have in about. And some of these misconceptions, they are very hilarious because the
No,
things they've been told about Africa is crazy.
it's so crazy.
Yeah.
High time as a people we sit up and project our image
Of
how we
course,
want
yes.
to be seen
Yes.
and expressed. Whatever the
Yes.
media tells them is what they see.
It's
Just like
what
when
they
you
see.
start your discussion, whatever you are seeing in the Western world media, the glam life, the flashy buildings, the glass buildings, that's what you also saw on TV and came
That's
to
what we
realize
thought.
like
Yes.
that. Just
Yes.
normal going to their 9 to 5 job and staying with their kid and going to work and going to
Yes.
school and yes, so we have to project what we have at home so that we can desensitize some of this. Thank God, thank you to internet. We can show videos, travel to our countries, and show them how things are done. Some of the misconceptions are so bad.
They are crazy. They are crazy. They are crazy. Yes. You know, there was a time I was telling them at work, there was this girl, a colleague, who has a tortoise at home.
That is
So she
pet.
was,
Pet.
yeah,
Mhm.
she was telling me, I said, I have never seen a tortoise in my life. And she thought I was lying because she was, how am I from Africa? And I'm telling her in the UK that she has seen a tortoise, she has it, and I haven't seen that before. She thought I was lying. And then I told them I've never seen these lions, giraffes, and those animals before, and they were really amazed. Yeah. So I had to like educate them more about Africa and then those things. Yeah. So
Yes.
back to the friendly stars here. So the people, that's basically how they are, I would say. So they would like to have a lot of conversations with you, engage with you for as long as they can, and then they, after they make these contacts with you, like they would always try, whenever you see them anywhere, they, you feel like they know you from like maybe back home or something, like they become very
Close to
attached,
you.
or yeah, very, yeah, with you. And then it's very nice. It's very nice. And I think that's just a behavior of people in the northern part of Ireland, because we went to England for our exams and it wasn't like that there. We saw people, because when we came and these people were like this, I thought, wow, like these whites are not like I thought they would be, like they would behave, react to us. But we went to England, and then there was a time I think we were looking for a hotel or something, and we couldn't find our way. Even stopping someone to ask for a direction was a problem. Nobody would mind you. People would see you, you would greet them, and they don't even respond. Then it's just the people here who are just being friendly
Yeah.
with us, but not like that everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, the bigger cities don't have time for that.
No,
Everybody's there to hustle and make
no.
money. Everybody's busy
Yeah.
there. Go. The smaller cities, they're like a community where the great grandfather grew up there, grandfather grew up there, their son. It's a family based community where
Yeah.
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, all
Everyone knows everyone.
that want to conserve the community and the neighborliness and all. Big cities, nobody has time for that. America, the crime rates, nobody has time to be entering a stranger's car. That's the least thing you want to do to yourself. You're literally kidnapper. You don't want to do that at all. So if you watch this in America,
Yeah.
don't go entering people's cars. It's not advised. Yes. Wow. I believe these are all the culture shocks for now, and I know you're going to definitely come back as soon as you amass more culture shocks. Write them down for me. I'll bring you back on the channel to talk about it.
Sure.
So, what made you go into content creation? I said to my viewers, you have a YouTube channel called Migrate with Ease. You're from Ghana, you're a nurse, moved to UK. Why did you start a YouTube channel?
After I came to the UK, like in October, I had friends back home who also expressed their interest to come to the UK. So I helped a couple of them with their IELTS, their CBT and stuff. And then as I was helping people, they also started recommending me to a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
So it got to a time when everyone wants to call you, wants to get this information, what. And then I have a lot of schedules. I have to go to work. I have to do this and that and all these stuff. So I wasn't getting time for most of them. And it made me feel very bad. And then people thought I'm just um snagging them or something like that. So I decided to start a channel. So I would just make videos of these stories, stuffs that I'm going to teach people individually. So when it's on the internet or when it's on YouTube, there is a whole wide range of people who can actually have access to it, and then they would also have knowledge or the how to go about these things. Yes, so that's the main reason why I started the channel. And then fortunately it's going well. I've started getting a lot of positive responses from people, although I've not made a lot of videos yet, but hopefully I'm going to make a lot of impact, just as you've been able to do. Yeah.
Wow, I'm really proud of you. Being a content creator is not easy. It's a
Oh,
full-time job. It's beyond
full
full-time.
time job.
It's a lot of things go into it.
Yeah.
Thinking about topics, thinking about production, sound, light, the zeal to come and sit down. It's not everybody, every day you're in the mood to sit down and be talking and doing that research and all. So I pray that you continue. Don't give up. The negative comments will come. When you first start, the
Yeah.
comments are all going to be positive. But as soon as you start making waves, they're going to come at you. Some of us are tough. They can't crack. Keep going. You have to develop a tough skin. And I cannot wait to be on your channel, and I'll definitely bring you back on mine. Thank you very much for your
Yeah.
time.
Thanks a lot.
Before you leave, so my viewers, this opens the door for a new series I'm about to start, which has officially started. Wherever you're watching us from, if you want to share your culture shocks. If you're in Canada, US, Nigeria, Ghana, wherever you have traveled to that is not where you are used to, and you think certain things are done differently from where you come from originally, please reach out to me. Just say it in the comment section that you want to share your culture shocks. You can go to Instagram, Facebook. I have the same name, Priscilla Kuma RN. Just DM me, tell me that this is your name, this is where you live, and you want to share your culture shock, and I will bring you right onto the channel. So you are the first guest sharing a
Yeah.
culture shock. This episode
The
has
lucky
fully
one.
launched. It has fully launched. Thank you for giving me a great idea. Let's see how it goes. Any last words to anybody who wants to migrate and is not sure if they really want to do it? Any advice?
I would say that if you actually have the interest in migrating, sometimes there are a lot of obstacles that would come along the way, and then you might lose hope trying to come. I would say once you've had the interest, pursue it, and then go for it, because it's worth it. It's really worth it. And then if you migrate through the legal way and then come with the required way, you're going to make it just as you would imagine. Yes. So go for it, and then don't let the obstacle stop you from coming. Yes.
None of us had it easy. As I said,
No.
migration is your right. It comes with obstacles. It's not going to be easy at all.
Yeah.
It's expensive, it's frustrating, but you have to keep persevering. And at the end of the day, you will smile. Don't get us wrong. It's not 100% rosy out here, but we
No.
believe it's absolutely better than where you are. That's the reason why you're
Yeah.
giving it a thought in the first place. So come to an enabling environment where your dreams and talent will be realized before you know it. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for watching. Kindly share this video with others, and I will see you guys in my next video. Signing out, Priscilla Kuma. Bye-bye.